In the business world, there are these terms that get tossed around so often, they start to get a little blurry. And two of the biggest offenders are make or buy and outsourcing. They sound kind of similar, right? But as we're about to find out, they're actually playing in completely different leagues. So let's just cut right to the chase with the big question. Is a make or buy decision really the same thing as outsourcing? I mean, it's a question that pops up everywhere, from high-level planning meetings all the way down to the factory floor. And hey, if you've ever gotten these two mixed up, you are definitely not alone. It's honestly one of the most common points of confusion in procurement and operations. So in this explainer, we're going to clear it all up once and for all. Let's get into it.
First things first, let's tackle outsourcing. And the one word I really want you to lock in on here is strategic. We're not talking about just buying a single part. This is about making a fundamental shift in how your entire business works.
So what are we really talking about here? Well, outsourcing is the process of taking a whole business function, something you used to do yourselves in-house, and hiring an external provider to do it instead. Think of it like handing over the keys to an entire department or a whole production line.
And this right here, this phrase is everything. Divests itself of its resources. That's the absolute heart of it. You're not just buying a service to help out. You are actively getting rid of your own internal ability to do that thing and handing the whole operation, your people, your equipment, all of it, over to someone else.
All right, let's paint a picture to make this super clear. Imagine a company, we'll call them Wind Plus. For years, they've made their own wind turbine blades. But then, management makes a strategic decision to outsource. That means they shut down their own blade manufacturing completely and sign a contract with another company to make all their blades from now on. They've handed over that entire activity.
And because it's such a massive company-altering move, this isn't a decision made on the fly by just anyone. This is a big-picture, high-level choice made by the senior management team. It literally changes the structure of the business. Now, let's see how that stacks up against our next term.
Okay, so we've got outsourcing pegged as the big strategic play. Now let's talk about its cousin, the make or buy decision. And if outsourcing is strategic, this one is all about tactics. We're zooming it from that 30,000-foot view right down to the ground level. I mean, the name pretty much says it all, right? A make or buy decision is that very specific choice. For a single item or a particular component, do we make it ourselves or do we buy it from somebody else? It's not about an entire business function, just one piece of the process. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The key word here is tactical. This is a practical, ground-level consideration. We're not trying to redesign the whole company here. We're just trying to figure out the smartest, most efficient way to get our hands on a specific part. Let's check back in with our friends at Wind Plus. Remember, they already outsourced the entire blade manufacturing process. But now, they have a new, smaller decision to make. For every blade they get from their supplier, should they do the work of assembling the bearing to it in their own factory, or should they just pay the supplier a little extra to take care of it for them? That specific, focused choice, that's a classic make or buy decision. So who's making this call? It's definitely not the CEO in the boardroom. Nope. This kind of decision lands squarely on the shoulders of the sourcing or procurement team, the folks who manage suppliers and watch the costs day in and day out. It's an operational choice made by the team on the front lines.
Okay, we've looked at both sides of the coin. Now it's time to put them head to head. This is where it all clicks into place, that real aha moment.
Just take a look. On the left, you've got outsourcing. It's strategic, big picture, we're talking about an entire business activity. And the decision, that comes from the very top, from the management team. Then you look over at make or buy. That's tactical, it's laser focused on a single item or process, and the decision maker, that's your sourcing team. See the difference? One's about changing the company's DNA, the other's about optimizing a workflow.
Okay, so who cares, right? Why does getting this distinction right even matter? Well, it matters a ton, because knowing whether you're facing a strategic or a tactical decision changes absolutely everything. Who's in the room, how deep you have to dig into the numbers, and what the real stakes are.
And you got to understand, just because make or buy is tactical, that doesn't make it a small deal. Far from it. This is actually one of the most critical decisions you can make in the entire sourcing process. Getting it right can save a company millions. Getting it wrong, well, that can cause some major headaches down the road. You see, you can't just wing a decision like this. A proper make or buy analysis isn't based on a gut feeling. It's a serious deep dive. It means you have to look at all the pros and cons, run a thorough cost-benefit analysis, really kick the tires on your potential suppliers,
and take a long, honest look at what you're actually capable of doing in-house. It's a decision that demands real data.
So, the next time you're in a meeting and a question comes up about how to get something done, you'll know exactly what kind of decision is on the table. You'll know who needs to be there and just how deep the analysis really needs to go. Which leaves us with one final question, one for you to take back to your own team. For your next project, will you make or will you buy?